Hi, welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is JoAnn and I am so excited you are here today. I have been thinking about this tutorial for at least 2 months, and today we are going to create this gorgeous winter sign, all from the Dollar Tree. And it lights up. Oh, so beautiful and not difficult at all. Okay? As we say at Artistry Collaborative, we just want you to try. We are the home of TriLab, so we will do this together. I promise it is easy. Now, if you like this channel, please subscribe and share it. I have a contest going on right now. Today is November 1st, so we will go until the 28th of this month. Okay? If you subscribe and leave a comment below, I will put you in a special drawing and someone will receive a $30 credit towards any one of my items. Okay? So, let's go try this together. Okay, for this sign, we are going to use two of the Beware signs, but you know, it's Christmas time. Well, it's not Christmas time. It's not even Halloween, but if they don't have these anymore, they will have these in Christmas. So any two long signs that you can get, you need to create this project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of going through the hassle of trying to take all that glitter off and whatnot, I am just going to work on this side. So I am going to attach these two signs. Now, I'm very lucky. My brother-in-law gives me all this scrap wood. But if you don't happen to have a fabulous brother-in-law, that's a carpenter, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and they say that there's scrap wood there. Or you can use the dung depressors at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to put a couple this way and then I'm going to run this one this way. And then we'll turn it over and we'll fill in the cracks. And I mean, you can put a bead of glue in there, line this up, and put on my hot glue. And put that like so. And what I'll do later is I will cover this with brown paper. But for now, it's fine. And just want to see if I can do two. I'm going to do two down here at the other end. I hope you can see what I'm doing. But we're putting two at this end. And then this, I'm going to, let me clean this off because it's very rough. So I'm going to take my sanding block from the Dollar Tree and clean this off so it's not so rough. Even though I'm going to cover it, you don't want all this hanging off. I'm going to cover the back with, I think, a brown craft paper. So, yeah, that's much better. And I'm going to glue this down, like so. So we'll put a bead of glue. So, this is what I glued on. And then I took my yardstick and I made lines where these little indentations were in the sign. Now it's 12 inches across, And these indentations are 1.5 inches a piece. So I did put some spackling in the holes and in the center, but I shouldn't have done that because I wanted to make this to be faux shiplap. So I'm going across, I have these set of tools that I got from the Dollar Tree Crafter Square, and just, is this the one I used or is this the one I used? This is the one I used right here. And just going in and making a line. You don't want to go too far down, but this way here, when we paint it, we'll go over it with a black marker. Now I went right off the line that I made. That's not good. And just make a little groove. Come on. It's just been one of those days. It's rainy, it's cold, it's, and it's just, we've got to turn the heat on, and I'm trying not to, but I think I'm going to have to give in. I think if you do a little bit at a time, it's best. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't care if it's a slat wall looking kind of thing. Then just paint the whole thing white. But I'm going to finish doing this, and then I'm going to take my white gesso, Gesso, only because I love the white gesso. It just picks up stuff so much better than just regular white acrylic paint. But you can use white acrylic paint, or if you want a different color background, you can have a different color background. But this has got to be, I want it to be very frosty and snowy, so I think white will be your best choice. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is what the board looks like after painting it white. So now I want to go and just take a brown marker and just mark out some, I think I'm going to start off with a pencil. Just mark off the shiplap. Just so. Anyway, to see how I made the logs, they are pool noodles that I covered in white tissue, and then I Mod Podge the tissue in pieces on. Before this tutorial will be my bark candle centerpiece. So that will show you how I made the bark pieces. So I will put the link to that video in the bottom, where I put all the list of items that you need. But I don't want to do it again for people that follow and go, all right, I already know how to do this. So it's very simple. I just measured the pool noodle to the width of this board and cut a piece of white pool noodle, and then I cut it in half and then covered it with Mod Podge and tissue paper. You can use tissue paper, or you can use napkins, but I found the tissue paper worked great. So then what you do is just take some black paint with a dry brush, which means you put very little paint on it, and then you kind of wipe it off on a paper towel, and then you just go with the grain. And then I sponged on some brown. It was called chocolate, melting chocolate by Dylusions, and the other one was vanilla custard, and just sponged it on so it looks like a birch tree. So now this image, I'm going to see if my daughter can get it so I can give it to you. But if not, then you can just take any bird. You might even be able to find a bag, or you know, something that has a bird image on it. And then this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. So what I want to do is measure. I think I'm going to do 6 inches. Let's do 5.5 this way, and 5.5 this way. And I want to put a really pretty stencil and give it some texture. You know me, I love texture. So I'm just making this line so that I know how far I have to go with the stencil. And just draw a line across. Okay, so let me get my stencil and I'll be back. You know, it's really funny. You go along and you have this idea, and what I wanted here was all swirls, like a wintry day. And I'm going through my stencils and I find these trees. And I go, we're going to put trees up there. So this is by Liquitex. It's a coarse texture gel. Perfect. All right. You can use modeling paste. You can use spackle from the Dollar Tree. There are so many things you can use. The stencil, I know we got it at a store that was going out of business. I don't remember the name of the company it's from. But I just wanted, like I said, I wanted swirls. And see, I have my black mark from where I measured. And so I'm just putting this on. And the reason why I'm using this is that it's very textured. There's something in it, some kind of granular something or other. And so I just want it to be very grainy. So that's why I'm using this. Now I could use modeling paste and then just add glitter. Can certainly do that. I may do it anyway. But usually I like to paint it again. But maybe I don't want to. So I think this is probably one of my favorite techniques. That's what I love when I do mixed media. Just love it because it just adds so much to a piece. Alright, and then you lift. And you wait for that to dry. Now I'm going to go and take this off because we don't want it that far. And around here. I think I'm going to get that glitter. Extra Fine Glitter by Creatology, which I believe is Michael's. And I'm just going to ever so slightly give it a sprinkling. That's all. Okay, so I found my swirls, and I'm going to, what I'm going to do is, it doesn't completely fill the space, so I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to let it dry, and tomorrow I will do the rest of the board. So, there you go. We lift. I gotta wash these stencils right away and clean it up a little bit. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. Don't like the way that one came out. I'll have to do that one over. Okay. So I will put the top on this, put the top on this. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter. Oh, this is going to look so pretty. Okay. And just continue. What I did is I just looked for where the swirls continued and matched up, and then I'm just going to repeat the process. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to put the glitter down and then let this dry, and I'll be... Okay, so this is what we have. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but this is the winter trees, and then this is the scrolling. I like that so much. But as I'm putting the pictures down, and again, my daughter took the copy. This was from a Autobahn, I don't know why that's there, an Autobahn calendar, and she took the image and we blew it up, and then we reduced it. Oh, got stuff all over it. To turn it on the other side. Now I don't want to do this because it's just not cool. So I wanted to do something like this, but when I put this here, the other one here, we have I would like more of a distance between them. I'm trying to see if you guys can see. But like so. So that means that I'm going to have some hair, but I think maybe I'll put some branches. So let's take our Mod Podge and pour some out. And let's see. I'm going to get this gummy first. And I want to make sure, but I think that would work. Alright, so let's get our brush. Mod Podge this down. By the way, I printed on vellum, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted it to look icy. I wanted it to look frosty. That's the right word, frosty. So that's why I printed it on vellum. But you could print this on regular printing paper. You could print it on cardstock. Whatever suits your fancy. But I just like the frosty look. I wanted it almost, I guess, to look like I'm looking out the window on a frosty day. And I don't want my hair in there. I'm wondering if I should have used gel medium. I would get less wrinkles. I'm not sure. I've been using so much Mod Podge lately that it's just my go-to. I'm going to take my gift card and just try to eliminate some of these wrinkles. Interesting, the ink is coming off. And I don't want him to be face to face with that guy. So I'm gonna bring him down some, like here. I'm gonna cut some of this branch off. This, it actually will match up with that tree. And that's kind of cool. Alright, so we're going to do that. How much it wrinkles. It definitely is less wrinkly with the gel medium. So I would definitely recommend using that. This is Liquitex Gloss Super Heavy Gel. So I will put that in the listings, but I would definitely use this instead of Mod Podge because it became very, very, the side is extremely wrinkly. So much so that I want to tear it up and do it again, but I'm not going to. I just want to trim here. Alright. So now we are going to add these two pieces on. Like so. But I think what I'm going to do is take this stencil and stencil along here as well. So let me get the stencil, and so I did that, and now I'm going to put in some in this section, because I think I'm going to put some branches or some flowers sticking out of the well, not out of, but attached to the sign. I love this swirl design. I don't know where I got it. So I apologize that I have no idea. But it's just, look for climbing vine stencil. Google that. You might find something at least similar if you want the exact same thing. You do want to clean your stencil immediately, because this stuff is hard on the stencil. So, you see, I didn't get much of a design there, but I'm not going to go back, because I will mess it up. So, we'll find something to put there. And then we take our glitter. Alright, and we'll wait for this to dry. Okay, I did want to tell you that I covered this really well with the tissue paper, because it does have that indentation and I wanted it to look like a log. So because I've already painted the tree bark already, I'm just going to go in with some of this Waverly chalk paint. Is it? No, it's an acrylic paint called Hazelnut, and just go in and fill in the sides. So let's do that. We'll let it dry and I'll be back. Okay, so we are going to hot glue the logs down. So, and they will melt. At some point it will melt. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, then you could use E6000, you could use tacky glue, you could use a combination, but this is what I'm doing. Press that down. Be sure it's straight. And then we're going to do this one. And then just press that down. And that is great. Okay, this is from the Dollar Tree. And we need need to cut this down. So, like so. That. Maybe a little bit of this. You can even put a piece of, these are all pieces of picks that I've had. Yeah. This is some, I don't know what this is. It looks, well, it's not boxwood, but yeah. Maybe put a piece of that. So play with it. Now if you want more berries to bring out the red, put more berries in there. You could put a little bow in there. Play around with it. See what you like. You could also have it coming down the side too, if you like that. So I'm going to glue this on and I'll be back. Okay, so I wanted to add words. Well, this will be lighted, but I thought before I light it, I need to put the words in. And I wanted the words sing and rejoice. And I was going to have my daughter do it on the Cricut, and we're having a huge snowstorm. It's October 30th. I don't know, it's the craziest thing. I have never seen snow in October, ever. And it's like 4 inches out there, and it's still snowing, so it's very weird. So all communications are just wonky. But anyway, so I decided to look in my stash, and I have these. I'm pretty sure they're thicklets. You can get them at either JoAnn's or Michael's. I bought these on clearance, so these specific ones, and these I would have picked a prettier font, but this is what I have, and it works. Now they're white and they're glittered, and you know that's great, but I just want to add some color. I wanted them to be red. So I'm going to go and either get a marker or paint and paint them before I put them on. And then I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put them. But so get yourself some words, get yourself some letters, whether you have a Cricut or Dollar Tree letters or whatever you like. You know, I mean, we could put them up here. But I don't know. You know, you got to play around a little bit. Sing and rejoice up here. But, and one of the things, you know, I was showing my daughter, and there's a line here where I matched the two papers, and she's like, you should have cut the birds out and put it in. Yeah, everything in hindsight, 2020. But I mean, we could put the words here. But I like it in the picture. I like it within the picture. So let me go get my paint or my marker. I'm going to try both, see which works best, and I'll be back. Okay, so with everything, change comes. So I ended up using the Cricut and came up with these words, and I just think that's so much prettier. The other ones just didn't, it wasn't the right font, and it made it to me look really cheap. So now if you don't have a Cricut, you know, again, find I love the cursive, so I think that works best, but you may not. But you could find different stencils or rub-ons at Dollar Tree that will work. Now the next thing I want to do is I am going to put lights in. So I'm going to turn the, no, I'm not going to turn this over. Actually, I'm going to prop it up so I don't hit my glass. Actually, I'll take my glass off. But we're going to put holes all through the board. So I'm going to go and put holes. My light sets have 20 lights, so I'm going to put 20 holes in the board. And I've got it propped up, and I'm just going to randomly go through and put holes throughout the board. So as I started to drill, I realized that I've got to kind of go back and forth to see where I want the drill holes and how close the lights can go. So you kind of got to put the lights in the holes as you go to see where you want them. And then in the general area, drill the hole. So that's why this is going to take some time. But that's the best way to go around all the places. Okay? Okay, so as you may or may not be able to see, I have my lights all in their respective holes. This is what it looks like on the other side. And now I'm going to go and put hot glue in every one just to secure it in there. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so as I was going through and gluing everything down, I noticed I put a hole through my Cardinal, and I didn't want that. So I took it out, and we're going to add snow to this anyway, so she's going to have a frosty feather. So to finish this off, I am going to hot glue some Velcro to this, and we're going to put it on the side here, facing out, so people can just reach behind and turn it on and off. Just put some hot glue. I put it on the side without the nails. And then some hot glue, and put it right there. And that's it. Okay, so now we're going to add some snow. I have different kinds of snow, and I don't want to overdo it, but I want to put it on the logs. Alright, so this is what it looks complete. The snow, the lights. Let's turn the lights on. Oh yeah, I absolutely love it. But I want to finish the back. So I cut a piece of craft paper. Now I did get this at the Dollar Tree, but you can use a grocery bag or anything you like to get this on here. I am going to put some tacky glue all the way around, but I'm going to use hot glue to get it to stick faster. Alright, so let's get my tacky glue. And we'll put that all around. Oh, we need to put our twine in so that we can hang this little guy. Well, it's not really little, it's good size. Alright, so let me just grab some twine. Alright, so I put the jute twine on it. I just stuck it through and then tied a knot. And I could leave it like that, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just put a couple of bows. And then I thought I would tie a red bell. I don't have a red bell, but you could put a berry. I don't know, I think it just finishes it. So I'm going to hot glue this on. And maybe I'll add bells on later. But you could put a little bit more greenery up here. You could put a red bow. You know, the choice is yours. Alright, so we're going to turn this over, and I am going to glue all the way around. So here is my tacky glue. Okay, so I have a bead of glue all the way around. And as I was doing this, I realized that I probably should have did it the other way and had the knot in the back, but because when I put the paper, it's going to be a little clumsy. But it is what it is. So I'm just spreading this all along the sides, and I put some in the middle. Then I'm just going to take this, line it up. And again, you don't have to do this. I just think it makes it look cleaner. So you don't have to see all the light and all that. And you don't have to use craft paper. You could actually use gift wrap, or you could use foil. Like I said, if you don't have the craft paper, you could use a shopping bag. Now, I will have to trim because I made it a little bit bigger because I knew it was going to take up more because of the lights. Then, this is still right here, so I'm just going to see if you can see this. I'm just going to trim around here and fold that back. Fold that back. And I will probably use my brush to add a little bit more glue, because you want to be able to take this off again. You know, I velcroed around it, but you want to be able to get to it so you can change the battery when it goes dead. I hope you can see this. All right, so we'll let this dry. Okay, and then that's the back, and that's the front. All right, so thank you so much for joining. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notified every time I do a new video. There will be lots more videos, lots of exciting winter and Christmas projects. And go to our website, artistrycollaborative.org, and as we always say, keep on creating. And there you have it. And there it is lighted. All right, my friends, be well. Sing and rejoice.